Welcome back to another video. This will be regarding reverse engineering in SolidWorks and what are the options that we should set for SolidWorks to better import STL so we can work with them. Now, this will be the case study part, as I said before, but as you can see over here I have the history, so this will be a solid part. But I also have that over here, so we're gonna see this STL example 1, which will represent the same model, but in this case, as we can see over here, as a graphic representation, this will be imported like this. So by default, SolidWorks will import STL files as graphic objects. This is because these are easier to handle. You can see the section. I will get a notification that this model contains only a graphic mesh feature. And if I will click OK, we are still going to be able to do that sectioning. But in this case, as we can see, it will look a little bit off over here. Now, that cutout is at an angle. This is why within the section, it will look like this. So we see over here, this one as well. But over here, this will be more obvious over there that that cutout will be at an angle. Okay, so let's see. I will go within data migration, and over here I can do this import geometry. So for the same object that I have over here, I will go and import this. As we can see, I will go for STL. I will choose the same file, but now within options, and this will actually open the options from SolidWorks, so I can do the same by going to tools, options. I will import this as a solid body. I will click OK, hit open, and within the viewport I will also have this imported model. So if I will hide this one, we're gonna maintain the same geometry over here, but the main difference over here is that I can start to work on this. So if for the one over here, which is the graphic one, not the imported one, it is impossible for me to select, for example, and to define a plane over here. I want this plane. As we can see, I can click on it and it will just select everything. And to the right of this, you're gonna see that graphic mesh representation for this part. But if I will hide this, and I will unhide the imported one as a solid body, we're gonna see over here that I can start working with this. So that means, for example, I can start to define a plane. For example, over here, a reference geometry. And I know that this plane is defined by that point, and this point. If I will click OK, I will have the following plane, and within this plane I can start tracing. If I will swap this, we're gonna see that I cannot trace those directly, but I can start with a line over here, and somewhere over here, for example, I can define a line. Now, if you don't want this to be, for example, linked over here, all you have to do is just hold down Control, and that will make this new line not to be automatically linked to something else. So keep that in mind. So we can make the lines, for example, over here vertical and horizontal. We can make them collinear as well. We can do that over here directly within the viewport. I usually go over here within the right part of the screen. Over here, if I will try to make that point coincident over there, I will receive the following warning over here. Now those two are positioned at the same horizontal. And now if I will swap the visualization over here, we're gonna see that actually the arc will start over here. So I can define those points. I can define the last point, for example, to be over here, and that will mean that this arc will be positioned just over there, just like the original model. And now I can start to make those points coincident. I will also swap the visualization like this, so I will not see that wireframe geometry in the back. And as we can see, this will be a sketch that we can work with. In this case I can extrude it, but for this part it would be wiser to start with the base and afterwards select this, and we can do an extrusion up to surface. And as you can see, this will give me the exact same geometry that we have over there. So if I will click OK, we see that in this case there are some rebuild errors. So let's take a look at the sketch over here if there are any problems. But yeah, the problem is this merge result. So I will uncheck that, and now if I will click OK, we're gonna have the following boss extrude added. If I will hide those imported geometry, we're gonna see that this will be the output. And using this workflow, we can easily start working on the model. So for example, over here, if I will go within appearance, I can change the color for the imported model. I will drag and drop that. And now over here, I can change that. So edit appearance. For example, I can make it green, and I know that green is the imported model. And afterwards, we can have the geometry with the default color, the one that we are modeling over here. And we see how perfectly those will be. So in this case, the graphics card doesn't know exactly what to render, because this geometry is also gray and green, and this is why it will look like this. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. You can also import this as a surface, keep that in mind. So over here in data migration, we can choose the same STL file. So STL, and we can have this imported as a surface body. In this case it will work the same. So if I will just hide all of those, this will be the surface. And again, we can have this reconstructed using the same principle. The main difference between the surface and the solid body is that if I will go within a section to the part, it will not have any material on the inside, as we can see. So we see those cutouts, we only see the geometry of that, but we actually don't have that material added. So over here we have a thickness of 0. Okay, so this was the basics regarding SolidWorks reverse engineering. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.